So in today's video, we're going to be revisiting the Chessnut Move here, specifically for something that a lot of you guys have been mentioning in the comments. If I could to do a quick brief overview video, how do you disassemble the base from these pieces in a situation where, let's say, the base for some reason starts to malfunction and you need to replace the base with one of the provided bases that come with the chess set. So my Chessnut Move, as we've seen in my initial unboxing video, came with 4 additional bases. At that time, I may have briefly mentioned that you can replace them, but this is going to be the video where we're going to be actually replacing it from start to finish, so I can show you how that works. Not only that, I'm going to show you how to recalibrate that specific piece to be identified for the piece that you wanted it to be. The very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take these bases that came together with the chess set and we're going to go ahead and charge them. Because if these little bases have been sitting around somewhere on your shelf and they've lost all the battery life, then when it comes time to having the board recognize the piece, if there's no battery, then the piece just won't be recognized. When you look at the underside of any of the Chessnut Move chess pieces, you'll see that there's a number of screws. In order to take the base off from the chess piece, we're going to be focusing primarily on the screws that are located on the periphery, which is this screw right here, this screw, and then the top screw. We're not going to be worrying about these 2 screws in the middle for the time being. So let's go ahead and remove these. You're going to need to get yourself a Phillips screwdriver here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the small one that I have. And we're just going to apply a little bit of force. You don't want to strip these screws. And you just go ahead and turn. At first, the amount of force that's a little bit tight in the beginning. And we're going to go ahead and just do that with all 3 sides. And now that we've taken all the 3 screws out, basically all we do at this point is we just remove this part right over here, and it just comes right out. The underside of this piece, we see right over here, we've got this sort of a plastic encasing that is permanently fixated inside of the piece. And then here we have these like 3 little columns with these holes in it. This is where the screws were placed, so that when it's time for you to put the new base in, you're just going to want to make sure that you align the position of the base in such a way that it will go over these screws here. On the outside, you see these little spaces right over here around this microchip board, and these are going to be the spaces that you're going to want to drop those little screw columns in here. It will only go one way, that one orientation, because if you see on the underside, they're not super symmetrical, so you'll have to make sure that you position it properly. If you did for some reason need to go ahead and disassemble further by removing these 2 screws, you can effectively take away this plastic part here. The top part right over here that you see, this is the battery. Right over here somewhere it says 200 milliampere. If you did remove these 2 screws right over here, what happens is this little base will carefully be removed like this, exposing the underside mechanism. Essentially, you got this metal axle that runs through this entire plastic compartment part. Then what we notice is that you've got these wires that actually come to supply electric current to one motor on this side. And then you have similar wires, though you guys might not be able to see it as clearly. Basically, you've got one motor here and one motor here. And the way that it works is there's a little motor right here over here, and then you got this little tiny black gear that's permanently attached to the axle that comes out of the motor. Then that gear basically spins all these other gears on one side. So you've got one little gear that spins here, right over here. That's where it comes out of the motor. Then it spins this gear right here. That gear in turn spins this gear. And this gear in turn spins the wheel, because the wheel has a gear on the underside of it. This is where the motor will spin. So one motor on one side. The other motor will be on the other side, right over here. And what happens is they will spin essentially independently. If you have a signal that gets sent from your chessboard for the piece to turn, it essentially has the ability to do 0 turn like this, like a 0 turn lawnmower. The signal sent that the piece needs to be moving in a straight line. Then what's going to happen is both of these motors will spin in such a way that both of the tires will be moving one way. And so that's kind of a really nice, nifty, I guess, mechanism. But that's pretty much the extent of, I'm not really an electrician or anything like that. I don't really get into the nitty-gritties on these type of things. You have additional screw ports here on the top. Essentially separate this part from the chip part, and that way that will allow you to get down to the motors in case you need to be repairing the motors. But if for some reason this base malfunctions, we always have the extra ones. And there you have it. I was able to screw these back in without a problem. I put all the gears back, and the way that I guess you test the gears is when you move the tie. You're supposed to have that to make sure that it engages, both of the motors are engaged. You have that little sound. Okay, so why would you want to disassemble this part? Well, in case for some reason one of the tires isn't properly moving, you can always take it apart and see if maybe one of the plastic gears or anything like that has stripped or broken, or maybe something's wrong with the tire where it's getting jammed. But it's a pretty simple mechanism, so I don't think you're going to really have any issues moving forward. Okay, so here we have our disassembled Rook, as we've already seen. I'm going to drop it right in here. Just want to make sure we align it properly. There's only one position in which it will align properly. And so now that we dropped it in here, I'm going to go ahead and use the screws that I used from removing the previous base. So just drop these screws in here and put everything back together. Alrighty, so I put all the screws back in here. Just make sure you kind of give it a tug, make sure it's not wobbling or anything, and looks ready to go. So let's go ahead and get this piece registered. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this application here, which is the Chessnut for Android here. This is the main application that I usually use to play with this board. I'm gonna go ahead and link the board via Bluetooth. Under the Bluetooth section on the very top here, I'm gonna go ahead and show me where the board is linked, and at the very bottom it says piece management. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. On the bottom in the blue button there, it says pair new pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that too. It says that please put all your chess pieces, including the extra queen, in such orientation that we see right over here. That way, whatever piece that you want to be recognized, let's say in this case we replaced a white rook, we're just going to put that piece where a white rook is supposed to go and hope that the board is going to recognize. So what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to put all the pieces as neatly as I can into the spaces that they need to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rook here and I'm going to put that rook, which has not yet been paired, into the position where the rook is going to go. And then once I have all my pieces in there, I'm going to go ahead and hit the next button. On the next page here, it will ask us to select the channel. We can select 0, 1, and 2. I'm going to go ahead and just click 0. And then at the very bottom, I'm going to go ahead and click Start Pairing. Alrighty, so now that we went through the process of setting the pieces up to a new channel, we can successfully delete the previous channels, so that way the board doesn't get confused. You do get a total of 3 channels with 1 backup channel. So which actually is kind of nice because you can use this board to link several different chess sets to different channels. And now we see that on the power management window right over here, all the pieces are being recognized with essentially full power. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. As always, I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in me looking at any other aspects of the Chessnut Move. For example, I was thinking about maybe either doing a short video or kind of a full length of testing the battery life of these things, basically running them through the ringer and see how much battery you're gonna get. As always, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you guys are having a great day, whatever day it happens to be that you're watching this video. I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.